And I would like to invite to stage our broliukas from Latvia, Kaspars Zalitis. He's going to present presentation. Yeah, it's called Social Legal Environment and the Protection of Family Rights. And I will just say a few words once you got ready, a few words about yourself. He's Kaspars Zalitis is one of Latvia's most prominent human rights defenders with close to 20 years of experience in activism. Currently, Kaspars is the leader of the movement Dives Biedri, which is working towards the adoption of partnership regulations for all families in Latvia, and a member of the board of Association of LGBTIQ+, and their friends MOZAIKA. His work has been ranged from community outreach and support to LGBTIQ+ people across Europe, to hate crime documentation and organizing of the biggest LGBTIQ+ events in the former Soviet Union: Europe Pride 2015, Baltic Pride 2018, the Baltic Pride 2021 in Riga. Kaspars is the founder of the Latvian Diversity Charter and the initiator of the Equality Index, the first cross-sector commitment and analysis of the implementation of the diversity policies with the private sector in Latvia. Kaspars, the floor is yours.
Hello, that was a long introduction, but thank you. So I'm actually not going to speak much about what I'm personally doing, because there is a lot of distinguished experts in the area. But I will actually introduce you a little bit of the R.I.S.E project that we are doing together, what we did for quite some time. So these are the organizations from Lithuania, Slovakia, Poland, Bulgaria, Romania, and Latvia. So the organizations that closely work together for all of these years in order to, let's say, look at up what we're doing in our countries, trying to find similarities, trying to find differences, and at the same time trying to find the solutions, what to do. So there is, why did we do the project? So this slide is not actually by mistake empty, but this is what we have in common. We have no regulation whatsoever when it comes for the same-sex partnerships, marriage equality or so. But what we're trying to do is, like, we were working towards the increasing the understandings of the everyday challenges of same-sex couples, from the obstacles, because we realize that we have completely insufficient legal base on this. We also want to respond to the social stigma that we have towards the LGBTI families, which I'm going to just show you some stigma pictures later on. So what we are working towards, and what we try to achieve, is like to increase awareness of the LGBT families, because obviously for a long time there were, like, in many of the countries there are literally no LGBT people for some reasons. We know for some of the people that familiar with the Soviet Union, there were many other things that were not real, but we are still here standing. So we improved knowledge of the government, governmental officials, because still we remain invisible in many of the countries and many of the institutions. LGBT people are better equipped with the information. On my daily work, it's like a lot of people are calling to us and asking what to do. It's like calling where to get married, for example, or like there was a Romanian case on the common cases, like everybody thinks it's like, now we have a certain rights, but we don't. And at the same time, the recent resolution at the European Parliament, a lot of people think it's like, now we have some rights, and we're kind of saying, no, you don't. So, and so we are trying to equip the information what to do. Increase the support as well for the LGBT communities and allies. So this is what we need. Many of you are our allies over here. This is what we actually need on our daily basis. So what we did the daily life assessment that we're going to speak about. We have the recommendation paper that our colleagues are doing. We did the advocacy work, meeting officials. It was kind of strange for a long time for some kind of obvious reasons. And we also had a role models campaign. So, generally what we have in common, we are the six, the European Union six, who have absolutely no regulation on when it comes to the same-sex partnerships or same-sex families. What we have different, as well, we do have some differences. So in Latvia, Slovakia, Poland, and Bulgaria, we have the constitution that states that the marriage is a union between man and a woman. So we're going backwards. And there are some initiatives that are trying to even go even forward backwards, so stating that a family is a union between man and a woman. We have the legal platform for changes, so that's why there are organizations, we're strong organizations that are working for it. We are speaking with the government, we are speaking with officials, so there is a platform, and we have the opposition groups and initiatives. So not that we are kind of completely alone in this field. We're not the only ones who are working towards the regulation or against the regulation. So when we talk about rainbow families, often we kind of hear this, you can live your life as you want, it's like nobody bothers or nobody cares, you have all you need. But do we? So we actually don't. Employment, LGBTI people still faced a lot of discrimination in employment. When we have healthcare, still one of the most problematic fields. You know, we are afraid to come out to our healthcare professionals. One of the main challenges is as well is parenting. Domestic violence, this is one of the biggest stigma for the LGBTI families because we don't want to speak about the problems that have within the family. The conflict of interest, that's one of our favorite topics in Latvia when it comes to corruption. It's like, actually, just say it out loud to everyone, LGBTI families can openly work in a conflict of interest because we can hire our partners, we can actually take given services to our partners because we don't exist as a family, so which is the conflict of interest often, and as well the property. So this is, we feel completely insecure when because we have no status, so our property is not protected. And then there is a question of media. So how the media is portraying us. Once we talk about LGBT families, we have different kind of pictures, but this is what we need. We need the media to show that we're literally the same boring people as everybody else. It's like, you know, we come home, we make food most of the time, we're tired after work, we wake up in the morning and not in the most craziest way. So what happened in 1986, it should be 89, Denmark first adopted same-sex partnerships. So, which is, you know, a long time ago. Our countries were still sitting in a communism. In 2000, something went wrong. It's like, that was probably easy. 2001, so 2001, Netherlands adopted same-sex marriage. And Sunday, it was Switzerland, as many think that Switzerland is the most liberal, one of the most liberal states in Europe, which is not. And I was surprised to see that Switzerland overwhelmingly, completely green, voted in public vote for the marriage equality. So this is actually it is. It's like love makes the family, and this is like we're no different than everybody else. So this short about R.I.S.E project. I probably exceeded my time, which is usually happening. So thank you, and see you in a bit.